Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela and I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady. Right, so welcome back to Whips and Bits number 34. Crikey. Right, so let's get on with it straight away, shall we? Because like my brain's turned to mush already. But anyway, right, first up is video catch-ups. And so of course this week I've been carrying on with the 12 days of Christmas for you all, and there's also this week's ones you got 12 days of Christmas number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, and also a happy mail from Natalie's closet. Now I am so sorry, that one went on a bit longer than I was expecting. I seem to be a bit happy. Oh, Pip! So, and the last one was happy mail from Natalie's closet. I'm sorry, that one went on a bit longer than I expected, but as I'm sure you all guessed, I was super chuffed with the stuff that's in there. Still haven't quite worked out what I'm going to do with it, but I've popped it there for now. I'm actually hanging the hanks on some ribbon, although you can't really make them out there, so I'm thinking I might be moving them elsewhere so they try and find somewhere where they look really nice. Right, so what have I been up to apart from making 10 ton of videos? I have actually finally gone and done it. I've finally picked up, right, so I have finally picked up some yarn that was sent to me by Jen Brandon. Now Jen sent me one of these a little while ago, along with some other bits that she sneaked in the box because there was too much room and she didn't want to leave gaps. She's as bad as me. Now she knew I had a couple of balls of this already, so I was on the lookout for some more. So we'd sort of done a bit of a swap with yarn. Just a little one so that she had something to play with and I got some more. Now as you can see, this cake, the colours on it I think are absolutely gorgeous, but it's quite a fine one. What size do they say it is? They say it's a DK. Okay, so that's that DK. Hold on, sorry about that, I just wanted to grab another cake of something to put it in comparison, because to me this feels really fine. Now it's a style craft and they say that it's a DK weight yarn. Now it's a little bit fluffy, so that may be why they've put it in the DK range, but there it is there, and this is up against a DK from Aldi. Oh, let's see if I can find an end, it might be easier with an end. Okay, so I'm just going to put it loose, both of them loosely. I'm not going to tug them or anything, but both loosely over my finger. Don't even think about joining in, pipsqueak. I'm having a bit of a mare moment. Right, so the lighter one is the Aldi DK cake, and the pink one is the Dreamcatcher. I don't know if you can make that out. But I believe that the Dreamcatcher, it is really fine in comparison. Really fine. Come on, focus in, you daft camera. So yeah, it is really fine, especially if you have to put a little bit of tension on it. It feels as thin as the cotton that I used for that top there. So it took me a little while to get into using it, and I will do a full video about this brand of yarn and how I felt about it and stuff like that once I've finished the thing that I'm making, because the last thing I want to do is use a bit of yarn for it and then realise I needed it just to, I don't know, sew in the end, sew it together or something. So right, so I am making a cardigan. It's my first ever cardigan. Luckily for me, it's not going to be a tutorial of mine, it's not a pattern of mine. I am cheating, I am following somebody else just because I don't know what I'm doing yet. And I'll need to make a few more things before I ever put a jumper or cardi out, because that's a lot of work involved and a lot of maths for sizes as well. Right, so the pattern I'm following is by a channel called Make and Do Crew, and it is Learn to Crochet a Cardigan, free beginner crochet pattern and video tutorial. Enter part 1. So of course, yeah, I've gone and picked another multi-part thing, but for me that works better because it means it's segmented, so I know the first bit is either going to be a panel or this or that or a sleeve or something. So for me that part work up easier for me. Right, so they say that it's an easy cotton crochet long sleeve cardigan for beginners and uses a very simple construction. It also comes with a free written pattern that you can view or download if needs be, so you've got that to mark off if you want. Now I'm finding it really nice, really easy to do. It is just half double crochet, backwards and forwards. Now I think this looks just as cute made up as it does in the ball. If anything, it looks better out of the cake. And that is it so far. It's all nice and stripy. I would show you both. With this pattern, you actually work it all in one lump. So your front panels and your back panel are all done at once, and then there's some tweaking around the breast area, armpit and things like that to give you the rest of the shape. So that's why I've chosen this one, because then I don't have to sew as much. So it's less chance of it falling apart. Yeah, so I'm hoping that by the time I get this done, I will have something nice to wear for Christmas Day. It's, as I said, it is coming up really nicely. And that's roughly what it's going to look like on. Sorry about the light in here, it doesn't show it brilliantly, but you'll probably get to see this as a backdrop in a couple of days time in a video I'm planning to make once I've finished this one. And I'm not telling you any more than that. Actually, shall I? Shan't I? No, not telling you. Not spoiling it. I'm an evil toe rag. Right, so I've got some good news for you guys over in America. The other day I was having a scout through Crystal at Bag of Days Facebook page, and someone asked where she managed to get hold of the Alzier yarn. You know, the stuff that I sometimes get from this one that I've managed to pick up in the UK, and I get that one from Good Vibe Yarns. Well, and she actually put a website up, and they stock pretty much the same stuff. So they've got like the cakes and the other bits and pieces that are the same range. So I thought I'd share that with you, just solely in case you hadn't had a chance to go over to Bag O' Day's Facebook page and spot it for yourself. Because of course her page is really busy, so you might have skipped it. So the name is this, and sorry, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it, but there will be a link in the description box below for it. So you'll be able to hopefully pick up most of the same yarns that I've managed to get hold of in the UK through Good Vibe Yarns. So I'm just having a quick nose now. They've got an English site, Danish, Dutch and French, German, Greek, Italian, Norwegian, Portuguese, Spanish and Swedish. So that they pretty much cover all of us. Now they've got quite a lot of other stuff as well, so I'm actually going to be having a nose later to see the prices and how much it will cost me, but I can't really do a comparison with them v Good Vibes at the moment because I haven't tried them out myself. But Crystal has, and I don't know about you, but I trust our Crystal. Right, on to the next thing. Oh, as I'm having a quick nose, I've noticed that they've got the Baby Alzier Softy Plus Ombre Baltic, which is what I made this blanket with. There is a video up that shows you it in different stitches, as well as information on that blanket. So they've got it in 3 colours, which is the blue, the green and the red, and they've got that one priced at $11.97. Okay, so I don't know if that's a good deal or not, because I really haven't mastered working out your prices and stuff yet. But it's not a bad place to know that you can get it from there if you're really desperate, and that is actually cheaper than what I pay for it in pounds. You're paying cheaper price in dollars. Super jealous. Right, so next up I have got your photos. Now I've received one this week. I know of a couple more that are on their way, but I don't think they're going to get to me, I should say, for Friday, which is when I normally do the recording. Hopefully they will turn up tomorrow, and if they do, I'll be in something different in a few moments. Right, so today's one is from Deanna Spencer. Deanna actually made that gorgeous unicorn blanket that I showed you a couple of weeks ago. I think it might have even been last week. No, not last week, the week before. And she decided it couldn't go to its new home without having a little friend along for the ride. So have a look and see what you think. Diana, they are absolutely stunning, honey. You've done an amazing job. I'm sorry, I've got it on the screen in front of me. Well, the photos. I think you've done a wicked job. You've even sort of matched in the hair on the unicorn, on the blanket, as well as on the cushion. Absolutely love it. Really do. You've done a wicked job. I can't wait to see what you make next, because I know you've got something else in the pipeline. I'm just wondering, is it one of my patterns or is it somebody else's this time? I'm determined to try and get this to 30 minutes, probably not, knowing me. But another thing I actually received this week was an email from YouTube. Now, they sometimes send us creators out little messages and little prompts telling us what they're changing, what they're not changing, or even the simplest one, which is how our channel is doing. Now, I found this one quite interesting this time, because of course I only started the channel at the beginning of lockdown for the UK. What was that, February time? So they've given me some statistics this time round, which I thought might interest you, because I know it interests me. Well, anyway, they have said that this year I have actually uploaded 1,812 minutes of content. That was this came in on Friday. So there's a couple of videos to add to that, which I thought was quite shocking, because I've sat there and I've tried to count up the minutes, but it just done my head in with the extra seconds. It just got really confusing. And that you guys have smashed that like button 6,350 times. Oh, I've only been on YouTube for 550 days. I joined YouTube in 550. My channel hasn't been going that long. And that you guys have left 3,437 comments. And you've shared my videos 201 times. Thank you very much for those shares. What have I gained? According to them, I've gained 964 subscribers. I wish they hadn't taken it on that day, because it has gone up a bit and then fluctuated. This last week's subscriber count's gone really strange. I think that at the moment I'm being audited by them. Because I've dropped a few, gained a few, dropped a few, gained a few. Yet this week it said my emails tell me I've gained 10, but according to YouTube I've gained 4. So hopefully they'll bump them on next week. But we'll just have to wait and see. And now, it's also said that I'm keeping in touch with you guys pretty well, and that I've responded to 5,148 comments. Basically what it is if you comment on a video, I will comment back, so that you know I've seen it. And then if you add another one, I will add another one, even if it just ends up with smiley faces, because what I do is every now and then I will scan down all the comments in case YouTube hasn't notified me that you've responded to my reply. So I scan down and I keep a lookout on the numbers of comments, because if it is an even comment, no, hold on, 1, 3. Yeah, if it's an even comment, I know I need to revisit your the comments to check that that what you've said. Oh, that sounded really weird. Yeah, so in my head, my stats for this year so far have been really, really brilliant. If any of you fancy playing catch up on any of the old videos, it'd be really appreciated, but only do the catch up if you haven't watched it before, because YouTube doesn't count it if you watch it a second time. Bang out of order. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? So have a nose through the old stuff, because you'll see how the channel progressed and how much cropping I did right at the beginning to come across as really posh and snooty. I'm not like that now. I just get rid of the naughty words. Eek! A little bolt on to this week's video. Right, last night, which was Saturday, I jumped on to Reggie's live stream. So Reggie is our girl at J.HOOK Crochet, and last night she was hosting her holiday live game show. Now I haven't managed to catch one of Reggie's lives for quite a while, because normally when she's on her live is normally when I'm sitting there trying to catch up with a pattern that I'm releasing so that I can record the next step. So normally I'll sit and listen, but I don't normally join in, just because otherwise I have to take my mind off of the box count to type, and right that time of the evening my brain and my hands don't match. A bit like my mouth and my brain isn't really playing today. Well, last night, as I said, she had a holiday live game show, so I've popped on and I thought I need to catch up. I'm not going to do any crochet this evening. I'm going to rest my hand and I'm just going to sit and listen, and do dinner and eat dinner whilst I'm still listening and joining in and things. And so a little bit into it, she's got a question that's come out, and I've whipped the answer in as I'm doing dinner, right? And I thought, oh, I'm bound to get it wrong, it's going to be spelt wrong or something, because hey, we all know what my spelling's like. So poor Reggie, I'm thinking, crikey, not only has she got to change it from English to German in her head so that she knows the answer's correct, but she's also got to try and work out my spelling on top of that to work out the word that I meant to write in English that I haven't. It might just be easier if I attempted it in German, but then I only know about 4 words, so maybe not. But yeah, so of course there I am typing away, and I got the first question. Well, not the first question, but I got first in on it, on one of the questions, and I was like, oh, if this is correct, I'm going to be so chuffed. And then it turns out it was, and I've actually managed to pick up a pattern from the Dabbling Hook. I haven't actually contacted the Dabbling Hook yet. I've just contacted Reggie because that's the way she wants to do it, which is perfectly fine. It makes it a bit easier for us creators as well. So of course I've won this free pattern, and I'm thinking, oh, this is brilliant. I get to try somebody else's designs out, and hopefully once I get to have a chat with our lass at the Dabbling Hook, I will be able to show you guys it made and then point you in her direction for the pattern, like I do with pretty much all of the patterns I've shown you this month. And so at that I thought, well, do you know what, I've received a pattern, so I want to donate a pattern. So I stuck a message on the live chat asking Reggie if it was okay for me to donate a pattern, and she was quite happy with that, so my name went on the list. And as time's going on, of course, I've eaten my dinner and I'm still joining in. I'm getting nowhere with the questions. Quite a few of them I had no idea what the answer could be. So of course I did put in a couple of silly comments that, if any of you have seen me on live streams, you know what I'm like. If Angie doesn't know the question, Angie makes up some random answer, and normally they are quite random and quite funny. So if you want to see that, I will pop a link to Reggie's live on the video anyway, so you can sit and have a watch at her live. And maybe if you like a channel, or you're not already, like, if you're not already a member and you like a channel, then you can subscribe. I would. It's really quite fun over there. And so of course I'm sitting there waiting for my name to be called for the patterns. So I've got my notepad by the side of me, so that I can write down the names of the winners so I don't have to trawl through the whole video again. And there's only 3 questions left. And at that point my bladder decides to wake up. So of course I've left my tablet charging on the side, run to the loo, come back, sat down, and I'm like, have my patterns been called? Because I was in there a little bit longer than I thought. I didn't manage my 2-minute turnaround time. And so of course I popped a message, have my patterns gone yet? And Reggie's like, no, not yet, not yet. Or should I say my pattern has gone yet? And so then the next question comes out, and the next one, that prize was a scarf pattern, a stitch marker, and some scarfy yarn, and that was donated by Crochet Creations by Christy. Now I'm sitting there and up pops a question, and it was about a Christmas tree and what shape it was, and I'm like, round. I just typed round, sent it, and thought, I wonder if that's correct, I wonder if it's spelt correctly. Turns out it was correct, it was spelt correctly, and it was the first in again. And I'm like, whoa, this is mad. Like, let's see. So of course I find out it's correct. I'm jumping around on the sofa screaming, I've won another prize, honey. And my husband's going, oh gosh, not more yarn. I'm like, don't worry, I can work it up quick, because it's got a pattern that comes with it, so I don't have to worry about trying to choose a pattern. And he's like, oh, crikey, what are you like, girl? And so of course the next pattern up, or the next prize up, is mine, and or the one I'm giving. And I'm like, right, okay. So Reggie says a little bit about my patterns and how they were most of them are corner to corner blankets, and how she thinks they're really, really cute, which sort of gave me the biggest beaming smile. To have another creator say that they're really cute is like a big thing for me. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying not to answer the question that she's put out. So she's put the question out, and I've waited for it to all go down so that there was answers to both parts of the question, so somebody was going to win, and then I put my answer in as a guess. But the first lass that got chosen, bless her, she'd done what I normally do, or at least this is how I saw it. As it's come up, one of the questions had 2 words to it. It was Santa's reindeer. So Reggie was looking for the word reindeer, but of course if it had been me, I'd have written Santa's reindeer and probably click send in between both words, which it appears that the lass that won that won it, that's what she did. So of course it was like, I'd seen this come up in the live chat, which I'd seen before Reggie, because of course our live chat goes a little bit faster than hers because she's got the delay. So I'm like, right, if that is the correct answer, and that lass isn't picked because of course the word reindeer came in under somebody else's, I was going to offer a pattern to her anyway. So then that meant there were 2 going out. And so I'm typing into chat, Reggie, they're both winners, just in case. Right, so of course Reggie's said the answer and said it was reindeer, and oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, like this lass had said Santa but hadn't said reindeer, and then she's asked, and as she's asked, my answer's popped up because of the 7-second delay. So everybody's happy. There is now 2 patterns going out. I don't know which ones they're going to choose though, whether it's going to be one of the ones that are sitting on the bed, which is the cupcake blanket, the unicorn blanket, or of course this year's Christmas mystery cow, which is the penguin. Sorry, I've spoilt it for anybody that was going to play along. But I gave you an extra couple weeks. Or whether they are going to pick a pattern that I haven't made and shown you all yet. I know the patterns are fine. I've worked through the patterns, but I haven't shown them, and I haven't created them yet in video form for you. So it's just a waiting game now to see what they're going to choose. So really, really fun night I had by all last night, and I'm now off to have a nose through the patterns from Crochet Creations by Christy to see which one I would like to choose. as my little prize. But anyway, I'm gonna head off properly this time, and I will see you all soon. So please stay in if you can, and definitely stay safe. Ta-ra for now. I'm determined to try and get this to 30 minutes. Probably not, knowing me. But another thing I actually received this week was an email from YouTube. Now, they sometimes send us creators out little messages and little prompts telling us what they're changing, what they're not changing, or even the simplest one, which is how our channel is doing. Now, I found this one quite interesting this time because, of course, I only started the channel at the beginning of lockdown for the UK. What was that, February time? So they've given me some statistics this time round, which I thought might interest you, because I know it interests me. Well, anyway, they have said that this year I have actually uploaded 1,812 minutes of content. That was this came in on Friday, so there's a couple of videos to add to that, which I thought was quite shocking, because I've sat there and I've tried to count up the minutes, but it just done my head in with the extra seconds. It just got really confusing. And that you guys have smashed that like button 6,350 times. Oh, I've only been on YouTube for 550 days. I joined YouTube in 550. My channel hasn't been going that long. And that you guys have left 3,437 comments, and you've shared my videos 201 times. Thank you very much for those shares. What have I gained? According to them, I've gained 964 subscribers. I wish they hadn't taken it on that day, because it has gone up a bit and then fluctuated. This last week's subscriber count's gone really strange. I think that at the moment I'm being audited by them. Because I've dropped a few, gained a few, dropped a few, gained a few. Yet this week it said my emails tell me I've gained 10, but according to YouTube I've gained 4. So hopefully they'll bump them on next week. But we'll just have to wait and see. And you guys have spent 137,700. Oh, let's try that bit again, shall I? Right, the number again. You have spent 137,790 minutes watching my crazy videos. So thank you ever so much. We are getting so close. That's a bit off actually, because my stats say something different, so I'm not going to add that. Now, it's also said that I'm keeping in touch with you guys pretty well, and that I've responded to 5,148 comments. Basically what it is if you comment on a video, I will comment back, so that you know I've seen it. And then if you add another one, I will add another one, even if it just ends up with smiley faces, because what I do is every now and then I will scan down all the comments in case YouTube hasn't notified me that you've responded to my reply. So I scan down and I keep a lookout on the numbers of comments, because if it is an even comment, no, hold on, 1, 3. Yeah, if it's an even comment, I know I need to revisit your the comments to check that what you've said. Oh, that sounded really weird. Right, so when I'm looking at the comments, if it's an odd number, I know that the last response on that will have been mine. If it's an even number, then it means that somebody else has put a comment on. So I've got to go and check. Got to make sure I'm not ignoring you, because I really don't like missing comments. And of course, if a video is older than a couple of weeks old, there is a higher chance of me missing the extra comment. You see, so they're a bit of a pain like that, but at least you know I do check, and I do go back and check every now and then. Now, if you've responded to me and I haven't actually responded back, if you click the little heart, the little heart on the comment, like on my previous comment, it then notifies me that you've commented. If you don't click that, then I just find it when I find it. Right, let's go on to the next. Yeah, so in my head, my stats for this year so far have been really, really brilliant. If any of you fancy playing catch up on any of the old videos, it'd be really appreciated. But only do the catch up if you haven't watched it before, because YouTube doesn't count it if you watch it a second time. Bang out of order. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? So have a nose through the old stuff, because you'll see how the channel progressed and how much cropping I did right at the beginning to come across as really posh and snooty. I'm not like that now. I just get rid of the naughty words.